Fitness, of course, is incredibly important for somebody's health and well-being, especially for seniors. Can you talk to us a little bit about osteoporosis and sarcopenia and how being healthy in your golden years can prevent these things?
Certainly. So I specialize actually in training women in like their 60s and 70s and 80s. And I have some men even into their 80s as well, from their 60s to their 80s. But osteoporosis is probably the number one medical condition I hear about from the ladies I train. And postmenopausal, the hormonal changes, really their bodies, leach a lot of the chemicals, calcium out of their bones, so they become weaker. So they have a much greater risk of fractures. And of course, then when you fall, you add that fall risk. Falling, the bones are much more likely to break. They're more likely to shatter. So the injuries can be much higher if someone falls with osteoporosis. Men can have it, but it's much more prevalent in women. And I'll link these two together. And then sarcopenia is age-related muscle loss. So osteoporosis, basically age-related bone loss. Sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. So you see folks, especially mid-70s and beyond, where maybe their arms and legs get pretty skinny. With women, it actually starts in our 30s. But it's a slow, gradual, and we have a lot of muscle to lose in our 30s and 40s and 50s before it starts to get noticeable and become a problem. But by the time we get into our 70s, usually mid-70s is kind of where I see the tipping point, where the loss of muscle mass has a exponential loss in strength. So maybe you've lost a quarter of your muscle, that could result in a 40 or 50% loss in strength. So it's very serious. That's basically the cause of frailty. People don't get frail just because they get old. They get frail because they have lost a lot of muscle. And now they are so weak that it makes them hard to walk. It affects their balance, of course, because their legs aren't strong enough to stabilize them. Their upper bodies aren't strong, so they can't carry groceries up the steps into the house. So frailty is really, the loss of muscle mass. The good thing is you can fix them both by doing the same thing, and that's strength training. And the term strength training scares a lot of seniors. They're like, oh my God, I'm going to have to lift all these heavy weights, and I'm going to have to go to a gym and, bench press all of this weight and things like that. It's like, no,